It is the ChairShot Podcast, episode 740, coming to you extremely rare hump day edition by the time you listeners are hearing this. But you might be appreciating it, just like we say, you like the Monday show because it gets you through the Monday. You're probably loving this Wednesday feed, especially with all the hot news we're talking about, including a 3-day-old pay-per-view and a week-old story about TNA pulling wrestlers off of shows. Folks, you're loving that to get you through the hump day. We are recording this on Tuesday so that we could, get the Pape watched. And then Monday was no good for us to record, and so here we are on Tuesday. So those of you in the listener verse, I mean, you're getting a double whammy of me. You can listen to this pod and then hop on Twitch at 8. Oh my God, you have the saddest life of all time. But I appreciate you tuning in. I'm one of your hosts, by the way, Barry, here with my ever dependable co-host. First of all, we got Joe.
Hello, everybody.
And also Paul.
The less dependable co-host. It's me.
It's Paulie Jiff Boyd.
Which is funny because I would typically consider you the most reliable.
No, you're not the most reliable.
I forgot we were recording today, listeners. Joe and Barry were sitting here like nice lads, and I was just doing nothing. And then I looked at my phone, and Barry was saying, "Are you there, brother?" And I was like, "Oh, that message was 10 minutes ago. Really good." But I'm here. I'm going to show off. Actually, I haven't even eaten I have my dinner next to me. I'm going to be eating it as we talk. But I'm doing a show to the boys. We talked about a few weeks ago my chip preparation routine.
Chip heaven.
I'm going to show you the results of that.
Lovely stuff.
Oh, that is good.
Tank.
Lovely chip. Very nice.
I am in heaven.
I mean, I'm constantly on the prowl for a great frozen chip. Now, I like to make chips. Get the spuds, chop them up, parboil them if you have a lot of time as well before you fling them in your fryer of choice. I'm going to get close to the microphone here, though, because, I mean, the wife has told me that the soundproofing I did in this office is very good. She's very judgmental about my homemade chips, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. I think they're fucking delicious. I would make my own chips for my own lunch and dinner if I was eating on my own. But not up to standard. So we have to peruse the frozen ones. I will say the Skin on Dunn's frozen chip. Frozen chip technology has gotten better. I remember
for sure.
It was the fucking. We have 800 hours of podcasting to do, by the way, but I have to talk about this. There was nothing worse than when your mum was like, "All right, chips for dinner. We're doing a chip burger and chips, or like a breakfast with side of chips for dinner. Breakfast for dinner. I love that.
Oh yeah,
firing up that god awful grease trap not air fryer, the opposite of an air fryer, a deep fat fryer that every Irish kitchen had. That was great news. Nothing worse back in the 90s though. It's like I'm just flinging on some frozen chips, because frozen chips were just the shittest thing in the 90s. Worse again, as most pathetic men who were unable to cook until they were like 32. Back in the day, the only way I couldn't even oven cook a pizza when I was like 11. I would eat. I don't even know if these are still a thing anymore. Remember, like microwave chips?
Yeah, I used to have those. That was the first thing I was allowed to cook. McCain's microwave chips.
It was like micro chips. That was it. That was a great name. I mean, the worst food known to man. I mean, just absolutely rancid.
Oh, they were awful.
Once the novelty wore off, I get to cook my own chips whenever I want. I like. Then it was just kind of like, oh, even I, an 11-year-old, know this is shit. This is so fucking bad. The other thing is, well, on subject of microwave, I've fallen out with friends about this.
Right.
I'm a very cliche lazy man in a lot of ways. I eat garbage. I play video games. I podcast. But I tell you what, lads, I will never eat a rustler. I ate rustlers when I was living in Scotland. That was truly when I had to, again, I was only slightly exaggerating earlier. When I was in my 20s and I had to figure out how to live on my own. I did like the first week stock up on rustlers, and I legitimately was like, there has to be more to life than this. I can't. This is the worst fucking shit I've ever tasted in my life, and I eat some shit. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Never tried one of those. I
mean, they're as bad as you think. You look at them and you go, that looks like fake meat in a fake bun with the worst sauce ever on it. I mean, that's what it is.
Good lord.
Anyway, we do have a million things to talk about.
I've completely migrated away from frozen chips at this point.
You're dead right.
But there are good ones out there. McCain do good ones. Aunt Bessie's, if you can find them in a shop. Very good as well.
You get a lot of triple cooked frozen chips now.
Yeah,
some of which in the beef dripping. I've had some of them, probably I think the M&S ones or maybe the McCain Castro.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually do taste like proper chip. Like if you crisp them up nice, they actually really good. Yeah, most frozen chickens are pretty.
But the economy of the potato has me in its grasp.
Yeah.
Where big bag of potatoes, what, €3? Maybe even cheaper.
Yeah.
They'll do you for fucking weeks.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think I eat, and this isn't like health watch. I'm still a big old fat pleb, don't worry, listeners. But definitely I don't think I eat anything frozen outside of the humble loop-the-loop anymore. I don't eat. All my meat I eat is fresh meat from the fridge.
Very nice.
Make the veggies. I had a lovely carrot. Now, Joe and Barry, I showed them my dinner. They didn't get to see the carrot because the carrot was eaten while I was cooking the rest of it because I was hungry.
Big Bugs Buddy.
Yeah, because when I moved in here, I went through all this effort to buy a freezer because it came with a fridge but no freezer. What the fuck is that? Who lives that way? But the logic for buying the freezer was, well, I have to have somewhere to put my frozen chips.
Yeah.
No, I don't even eat them anymore, so I don't know.
Freezer's a good asset.
Freezer at this moment, literally all that's in it is a box of Loop-the-Loops and a little ice tray.
Yeah, men will live like this. Men will live like this. That's like one of those memes where it's like men will live like this, and it's like a mattress on the floor and a tiny TV playing Bloodborne.
Perfect.
You know, or watching The Sopranos. Anyway, men will live like this.
I don't do the prep for like make meals for like other days.
Oh God, no! Oh, what am I? A fucking boxer trying to get in shape?
But I'll spend 40 minutes making dinner every day, like a mark instead.
No, my God. I had delicious crispy beef and noodles for dinner today.
Oh, lovely.
Broccoli, because the wife insisted on having broccoli in it. Look at me, I'm trying to... On subject of health golf, did I talk about how I had gastritis last week? Did I mention that?
Oh, no. God.
No, I woke up with horrible pains twice last week in the middle of the night and had to do the old, I think I'm going to shit. Oh, no, actually, I'm puking all over myself jobby, which is good. Sorry, Paul is eating his dinner while I say this, by the way, which is great.
So anyway, so I was shitting everywhere. Go on.
Good thing we are already married because my wife saw me like doing that and then instantly hopping in the shower, not to clean myself, but just because you know when you're really unwell, you're like, I need to shower. I need the heat of the shower will fix me. I was like delirious with how painful my gut was killing me, and then I went to the doctor and I described my symptoms, and then the old questions came out. And she was like, "Do you smoke?" I was like, "Nope, I do not smoke. No smoking for me. Very healthy guy. I once or twice in college. I hate fags. Don't even vape. All my friends vape. No, she's like, okay. Any caffeine? Oh, no, so I think the first question was any coffee, and I went, as long as there are no follow-up questions, no coffee. Coffee specifically, no. I will not ask any questions. I will not answer any questions about the particular makeup of coffee that might be in other drinks. As long as you have no further questions, no coffee. I can assure you of that. No, so she got me eventually on caffeine, oily foods, and booze.
Yeah.
So I was
how
given
many
some pills
monsters do you drink a day? Oh, the form doesn't go up to that number.
Yeah. Now, the drop-down menu stops at 9, and then it goes back to 0. I don't know how that works. Yeah, I mean, I go on like waves of like 0. I'll go off it for a while, and then I'll go back on. I'll go, maybe I'll just do 1 a week, and then before you know it, including up until recently, I was on 2 a day again. So I'm back on a kind of a vanilla. No fizzies, no booze. I haven't had a drink in a couple of days, which is funny because the 2 days in question where I had this very unpleasant phenomenon, I had one of them was Easter Sunday. I had a grand total of 1.5 cans, but how
many fucking eggs did you have though?
Well, would you believe I did not have a single egg? I didn't have a single egg this Easter. Yeah, Jesus is spinning in his cross with that. But yeah, so I'm
Deary me.
I'm finishing up my treatment, and so what I kind of have to do now is kind of ease back into things. I cannot go back on the 2 monsters a day and a spice bag for lunch and dinner. But yeah, anyway, I survived. Listen, we got a million things to get to here. Pape review of this Dynasty card. Before we get into the Pape, how did we all find now, Paul, did you watch live?
Yes.
Joe, did you watch live?
I watched about an hour of it live, yeah.
I watched entirely next day. As we kind of said, not really too much to say, but we all thumbs up on MyAEW.
Brilliant.
Paul a bit mixed. Paul's doing the jazz hands.
Paul's giving it 10 out of 10.
Paul
So
has
here's
seen it. Ty Dillinger has entered Paul's room.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I don't have one of these fire sticks that you boys do. So I started watching the show on the Chromecast.
Yes.
The old Chromecast from, this is like the movie BlackBerry, where you're like, what the fuck is this technology? I'm looking at? So I got the Chromecast up, and it was, during the pre-show, I feel like it was okay. Maybe I'm misremembering. During the pre-show, it was fine. And then as the pay-per-view started proper for whatever reason, during the first match, it would intermittently load. I feel like this was more a Chromecast issue than a MyAEW issue. But imagine you're watching the show, and every 15 seconds the screen goes black, and you get a little loading thing for 1 second, and then it goes back on. And then 15 seconds later, black screen, loading. 15 seconds later, black screen. I'm like, I can't watch like this. This is madness. So I said, we'll go to the laptop on the HDMI cable. Laptop in the
All reliable.
Now, the thing is, I've only watched MyAEW through the Chromecast to date. So when I watched Dynamite and Collision, obviously I haven't watched any of those live, but I've watched them through the Chromecast. Perfect. Not an issue. So this was also the fact that it's live. Put the laptop on the telly, go into the browser, myaew.com, bring it up. Full screen. It doesn't actually go full screen. It goes, 95% of the screen, and then has a little tiny thing at the top. Language selection. I'm only going to watch it in English. Get rid of that.
Yeah.
Why is that not in the video player itself? Why is that like extra out there? Anyway, watched it like that for a little bit, and while that was during the Ricochet match, I want to say. And then I said, okay, let me go on Reddit and see if someone's figured something out for this. And so I saw someone post that if you play, if you go to the website Firefox, you can use the like pop out video and then put that into full screen. Right. So I did that. That experience was even worse.
Oh God.
That did not work better than the 95% full screen. So I got rid of that. Like the resolution was all shit. It would
no.
Went back to Chrome. And so I watched the whole show in that 95% with the little thing on top. But I did find that if you zoomed out, like in the browser, zoom down as far as you can go, that got very, very, very tiny. To the point it was just a little tiny thing on top. And 5 minutes after, I forgot. But it wasn't a perfect experience. It definitely has me thinking I'm going to need to get whatever this technology is. That means you can have the app natively, which I would imagine would reduce the amount of these little annoyances.
Yeah.
But look, all in all, I'm not that put off by the laptop through the TV. It was fine. If they would just update it that little option is, get rid of it. Or have it linked to your profile, or have it in the video player itself natively, or whatever way they do it. It's maddening that you have a full screen option that does not display the video on full screen. Why is that?
That's crazy. Yeah, fix that. Come on, developers.
Fix that. But that being said, the experience watching it like that was fine. Like, I'm not going to remember in 2 months' time.
Yeah.
That was a thing, or which show was that, or it'll be gone in my memory. But you guys both had good experience, I would imagine.
Yeah, both live and the next day, no problems at all, really.
Yeah, plug and play, and as we talked about, I think the video is decently upgraded versus Triller, and I think I never really talked about this in the pod, but there was a tiny little but noticeable to me audio delay on the Triller app, only on AEW though. I don't know what the culprit was. But I really noticed it when I would sit down if I paid really close attention to the referee's count. Right. Like, I would hear them hitting the mat a teeny fraction of a second before they hit. It always drove me crazy. None of that on MyAEW. So yeah, happy with MyAEW. And plus the value of it is crazy. I think maybe at some point I will probably just jump over to the annual. Because at that stage, I think it's a great steam. I think it's it's helped that AEW is on fire, right now, which takes us to the review itself. Also, a nice little touch is that the 0 hour is included in the one file on MyAEW.
Yes.
Now, I'm not a 0 hour watcher. I
loved it.
I didn't fucking watch this one, but especially when the last couple of shows they've been doing the 0 hour bleeds over thing, which thankfully they gave a rest this month.
Yeah.
But so convenient to they could just as easily say, it's free on YouTube. If they want to watch it, they can go on YouTube. Yeah, but it's one continuous evening of a show. So I think that is a nice touch. I'll just read out the results here. Anyone has a take on the pre-show, shout when you have something you want to say. Alex Windsor defeated Marina Shafir.
Surprising result.
Yes, yeah. One of the themes of this show I thought was, I've been bigging it up lately for AEW, is putting people over. Not hedging your bets. Marina Shafir is a pushed person in this company. They're pushing the Brawling Birds as well. They could have said, let's do a count out or 500 people run in and XYZ. No, I respect they didn't do that. Camille, back in the company, fresh off her stint in American Gladiators.
My God.
Looking completely different as well. Or more so, her attire was ludicrous. I just saw the angle where she beat up Willow. I was like, I guess she's an American Gladiator, so she's wearing a silly denim and cowboy boots, red, white, and blue. I don't know. It was a very wacky outfit, but she squashed someone.
I'd say she probably would be dressed like that even if she wasn't a gladiator.
Yeah, maybe it's a Dave Bautista 2010 situation. She just rocks up in her outfit, Jungle Jack defeated Mark Davis. That sounds like a fun match. I didn't even realize that was happening.
It was fun.
And Divine Dominion defeated Hyan and Maya World.
Very nice.
23 points. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
the pop when that was announced on Collision, by the way. Yeah. Because up until that, I only had one person announced for the interview, which is get onto that. Like Divine Dominion, one of my favorite acts in the company as we speak. Looking forward to their inevitable Brawling Birds match, whenever that will be. That's just going to be right up my alley.
And another good opportunity for Hyan and My World. They played a video for them on Collision that was pretty solid as well. They're getting big. They're getting big back into their video packages. AEW are lots of. It's not a bad thing. They're recapping their feuds. They're showing people. They're doing personality pieces. I think it's a solid addition.
Very Main much show. Enjoying the continuing fuck Nixon Newell and Miranda
the spite push.
This fight for dude, because this match went like a good 15. I felt like.
Yeah,
I was listening to a rundown of Mania weekend there. Voices of Wrestling to some great coverage of all the indie shows. Nixon Newell. I mean, one of the top indie stars 10-ish years ago, pre-signing. I don't think I heard her name once. And when you hear some of the cards, to talk about a thing that's dead, by the way, WrestleMania weekend, some of these fucking cards, it's just...
Talk about a thing that's dead, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. It's you know what, it couldn't be timed better than it's going to Saudi next year, because
it has them on TV going, this is shit, lads.
Yeah, they're talking about how shit it is on television,
Can't even give it away.
But Newell absolutely should have been cleaning up post WWE career on a weekend like this, and I sincerely I think I saw one booking. I think she has one booking versus some of the other people who were popping up all over the weekend. Anyway, a main show kicked off. Surprising opener here, but I thought it fit very well in the slot. The Young Bucks defeated Kazuchika Okada and the Alpha.
Very nice.
Takeshita.
Very nice.
In a very fun tag team match here. You could probably picture this match in your head, which is not an insult necessarily, but they had a lot of good action, a lot of hard hits, but basically from the beginning, Takeshita and Okada were not on the same page. Takeshita wouldn't shake his hand.
I've seen a lot of people refer to it as like all the partners that can't get along thing, but they've been not getting along for like 6 months. They're like, we're not really can they coexist or can they get along? No, they can't. It's almost like the flip side of that now. Like, it's like we know they're not going to get along, but we're just waiting to see like how much they explode. So
I mean, when that
funny dynamic though.
When that joke kind of really started to pop off, I feel like it was because WWE would use it like almost every other month. They would do it for a singles title feud, and people would roll their eyes because it was like, okay, they're going to turn on each other and have blah, 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 or like they're already feuding, but then they win the tag titles. I mean, that was
the quintessential WrestleMania main event feud.
Yes, yeah,
was that they win the tag
Michaels and Cena, probably half a dozen others. Yeah. This one, they are explicitly telling a story that they are uncomfortable stable mates, and it's a gigantic stable. It's not like it's just the two of them. So there's other people in there, trying to get them. At one point in this match, they just straight up just did an elbow exchange like they were in the G1, which was very funny. I liked the dropping the pretense of that blind tag was a bit stiff. I like he side-eyed him. He gave him a little bit of an NXT face glare from the apron. Instead, and they just start battering the shit out of each other before the match was even over, which I thought was very funny.
What was that spot? It was like did they go for a handshake or something? Or what was the trigger that Okada hit Takeshi out of nowhere? Because it seemed like Takeshi was kind of like, okay, this is going well.
Was it Takeshi stopping him from tapping? Was that the precursor to?
I don't remember.
To them striking each other. Okada was great in this match. He almost did beat for beat the old Super Dragon gif of knocking one of the Jacksons off the apron, putting on his outfit, and then getting on the apron and cheering on the other Jackson's hot tag, which was great. He put on the outfit. He looked ridiculous. I thought the show was broadly excellent. I think it was probably a show of nitpicks. I think there was a couple of things. I think when it finally came time to do the finish, I thought they laid it on a little bit thick. They're grabbing the foot and then going,
no.
Actually, I like not grabbing the foot. Actually, and Matt Jackson standing in the ring with lanky ass Okada upside down for what felt like 10 minutes waiting for the Meltzer driver.
Oh no.
But yeah, this match was great. What do you boys make of it?
Yeah, tremendous classic Young Bucks match. As you say, you know what you're going to get, but they always pull it off. It's like, it's great.
I want to see, was this my favorite match on the show? I'm trying to think if there's anything I preferred.
I think I had one other, so this would probably be my second.
I thought this was great. I was really, really into this. There's a tease. Young Bucks can be a little hit or miss, I feel like, depending on the opponents. Sometimes it can feel like they're going through the motions, but this was very, very good. And the Okada to Keshta, like I say, when they exploded with just in the middle of the match and just had shots, forearms back and forth, really, really fun. It wasn't too much, of the classic, partners who can't get along, like you said. A little bit of, Okada hitting with the ring, or hitting with the knee, when people move out of the way. But I like that they just went full on against each other. And so the match had been on TV, obviously, the week before. The match had been made for Double or Nothing on the proviso that they could get long. So I wonder, will the match anyway go ahead?
Yeah.
I presume so. And how?
Based on how they drag these stories out, I think most people assume that simply because Takeshita did the match, he gets the shot. I'm certain the angle on Wednesday will be Don Callis saying, "Oh no, I said you had to get along. I expected you to win." But I'm sure they'll do it at Double or Nothing, but they'll probably make Takeshita earn it or something, Yeah. It was really good. On the subject of the Bucks, I think them going back to this kind of like we're just the Young Bucks, we're just the good match havers. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, the positive obviously is that the heel shtick was just so bad. Most of the time when they get really clever with their characters, it's usually rubbish. Flip side of it is though that it's a little hard to get invested. Do you know what I mean? You are just watching. It does feel like the same old Bucks, even though they continue to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was that. Oh, there was a funny online exclusive where Okada and Takeshita ran into each other backstage after the match. And Takeshita gave Okada the, I'm so sorry. Okada was not happy about it.
Oh, he took my bit. We then got Ricochet defeating Chris Jericho.
Surprise result for me.
Fascinating match. I will tell you what, right? Let me say this, and if people think this is Jericho derangement syndrome, I will hold my hands up and say that's fair enough. Maybe I am. But I do think it's a master stroke by this guy, right? Who is a lot of things, but he's no fool. To do his comeback, not just his first pay-per-view match, his entire comeback run in Canada, right? Where it's extremely unlikely he would get booed, right? Maybe he would have gotten cheered in the US anyway, maybe. But I know a lot of people were fed up with the guy before he left, right? He does his entire comeback run in Canada, 3 weeks, so that any notion that the cool thing to do would be to boo him is kind of over now. He's been very over 3 weeks, including on pay-per-view. He has a great match. He got in great shape. I'm not saying he did that for a bit. He is legitimately in good shape, and he had a great match, which we'll talk about here in a second. And he does the biggest, cleanest job ski of all time to cap off this Canadian comeback tour. I'm just saying, he's a very clever guy, and he's probably earned himself, no matter, he could then have a shitter for the entire rest of this year. He's earned himself probably a lot of good graces and a couple of months of grace from the American fans. So I don't think there's going to be like, please retire chants or any shit like that after this first 3 weeks back. Even though we're not going to be talking about TV, I think, because we just got too much on the slate. But I mean, I thought his TV promos have been pretty bad and pretty. Hey Ricochet, please throw me a softball so I can say you're bald. Very mundane stuff, but. He did it in his home country where he was over, and he capped it off with a big loss after a great match at the pay-per-view. So I think he's gotten himself off on the best possible foot here. What did you boys make of the match itself?
Possible, I'd say. I think it was good. It was kind of...
Oh, wow, you guys are a lot downer on it than I am. Okay.
Yeah, I see a lot of people praising it. I was happy with it. I was just glad he didn't, shit the bed, really. It was just... It was an acceptable match. But... you can kind of, it's a bit like Cope and Cage where you go, well, okay, the match was fine, but AEW have a lot of good wrestlers. We could have had a really good match in this slot. Like, why are we having to say, oh, it was okay for Jericho? Trying to grade on a curve kind of thing. But yeah, it was all right.
He moves like we talked a few weeks ago about the new seasons of Scrubs. That you watch the old fellas walking around and go, they ain't moving so well anymore. Jericho has a bit of that where he... Oh, he absolutely does. To be fair, he's not a spring chicken. But I'm surprised I'm behind. I thought the match was great. And I will say that like I said, I mean, I haven't enjoyed the promos at all. I'm very curious what he does next. I mean, the thing about the list is, I mean, whatever. It's old hat. But it was kind of like... He normally doesn't go back to the old. This is the thing. I'm wondering, has he maybe lost the fastball in that regard? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop on. I don't think this is just going to be his gimmick. I don't think it's going to be playing the hits Jericho. That's never really him. So I'm waiting for, he did one little pay-per-view cycle as a face. I'm sure there's going to be something... Well, you know what I mean? He's not going to be catchphrase. Isn't quite arms out. Yeah. But now he stands facing the Tron, kind of turns around, sort of a throwback. Yeah, I can't fathom that's going to be his, because he could have done that in WWE, on a retirement tour. I'm waiting for the rest of this act to drop, but we'll see. I thought he was great. He was doing fucking reverse ranas and all kinds of mad shit, and taking a DVD on the apron, which looked horrific, by the way. I really enjoyed a decent lion salt as well. A decent lion, which was better than he'd been doing. Nearly among the people telling him to stop doing it on his last one, I imagine might have been the doctors saying, "All right, mate, I don't want to be resuscitating you in the middle of that fucking ring. Let's maybe leave that one in the bag." For your future matches. But yeah, look, he's off to a good start. And again, it wasn't just that he lost. I mean, he did a big old Ricochet had him beat, and then also hit him with his own move. That was very that seemed really over the top. But look, I think that was the right call. A couple of again, as we mentioned about Alex Windsor, a lot of interesting calls on this one, a lot of ballsy booking. Up and down this card, but yeah, solid stuff there from Ricochet and Jericho. We had Darby Allin defeating Andrade El Idolo to earn a world title shot. I mean, these two are made for each other, I feel. Yes. Such polar opposites. Andrade, like, if he can keep
his head above water and stay out of trouble. I mean, this guy is like a perfect wrestler to me. He's got these exciting moves, but he's also so physical. His stuff looks nasty and great. So charismatic. The gimmick is great. His obviously the English is limited, but his limited promos are good for what they are. He emotes. I love this guy. And Darby obviously is Darby. We know the deal with him. Very funny dichotomy in this match was that Darby almost did a version of the Samoa Joe stairs dropkick from TNA. All-time stupid spot from Joe, all-time stupid spot from Darby. Got about, let's be realistic, maybe 1/5 the pop Andrade taking his pants off did. And I'm like, you either get the business or you don't, kids. And one of you does.
Oh, he's got yellow pants on. Tremendous.
Which is great because you could see them a mile away before he even took the outside pants off.
Oh, yeah. He would have been a star in any generation, Andrade. Yeah. He's just got from everything, from the look, the body, the work, everything. It would have been great. I wondered how these two would mesh in terms of the quite sort of different styles, but this was probably my favorite match of the night because they just very different from your usual AEW kind of big match in that it wasn't sort of choreographed moves and sequences. They just beat the piss out of each other quite a nasty way, but without getting into the kind of hardcore deathmatch stuff. Like it was just a nasty, violent match. This is my kind of match. I like violence. I like real mad violence, like or real woman violence. That's also good.
Especially if one of the men doesn't have his pants on.
And if one of the men takes his trousers off,
that's it's serious.
There's a great spot where after Andrade's like taking the photo with the woman at ringside, and then Darby seems to just drop from the ceiling with the coffin drop on top of him. It's like, where did he come from? This was so good. Yeah, really.
It makes it all the crazier that Andrade, for whatever reason, never caught on in WWE, really. They never got him.
They don't know what to do.
I mean,
the taking the pants gimmick off is straight out of, like, they've had Angel Garza do that.
But you know what AEW have done really well, and I think it really helps them here with him putting over Darby. They brought him back, and to be fair, something they didn't do even the first time they had him. He beat Kenny, he beat Swerve, he got too big. It was very, it was very New Japan. It was very this upper mid-carder who was probably not going to be the world champion, but like he wins the New Japan Cup. Do you know what I mean? He wins or comes out of his block in the G1. These things that our audience takes seriously as, okay, this guy's not the world champion, but this is a guy. This is a guy like they brought this guy back. They had him beat two guys who do not lose every week on TV. You can bring a guy in and have him beat locals and squash, Roderick Strong. But that doesn't go very far. They brought him in, and look, Andrade was just mid-card for life in WWE always. I think that was one of the key things. He'd be in that fucking ladder match if he was still in WWE. Do you know what I mean? He'd be one of the guys, he'd be one of the faceless guys breaking his neck in a ladder match.
Miro.
He'd be Miro. Well, funny. What a name to pull. So I think it stands to AEW's booking of the guy that they legitimized him as an upper mid-carder quite well. And a handshake.
Big pop for the spinning elbow again as well.
Oh, that move it was just what Jericho stole his move, bitch.
He reminds Jericho how you do it.
Yeah.
Look class.
He'd go up to him after the show. Problem, hermano? Do you want me to take the pants off? I'll take the pants off right now. Great stuff. Handshake after the bell. Odd. Are we? Is it not just Okada? Are we teasing the explosion of the Don Callis family? Perhaps.
I think AEW sometimes just do a handshake deal, and then it's not spoken of afterwards. It's just a thing that they do. It's a very opposite of WWE, where this week you might have heard the CM Punk and Roman Reigns did the "I respect you, brother" thing before their match. That's
that's a real ticket seller.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody about it. I was like, when I used to watch UFC, that's what I used to love. When two lads are like, I hate this guy, I'm gonna fucking kill him. And then before the fight, they're like, that's all work. Very strange. But little handshake of respect. I think I like that kind of thing. I think that goes away to benefit both guys. Gets both guys over. Little handshake after the fact.
And Darby cashing in that title shot straight away this coming Wednesday in Spokane,
in Seattle.
In Seattle, one of the Washington
maybe
suburb areas that he ties himself to. Interesting. I I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think he's going to win it, but they gave him a big win and it's in his home state, so it'll certainly be very heated and believable that he'd win.
Do you know who else's home state it is?
Swerve.
Who hasn't been around for a minute and who was also chasing that world title. I wonder if we might see Swerve. The Swerve involve himself in that and maybe cost Darby the title.
Perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see. I just don't see. It's not so much that I don't see Darby winning. I just don't see MJF losing. Really. World Tag Team Championship match. FTR defeated Cage and Cope. And to say I was going into this match with my arms folded would perhaps be an understatement. I think we've all said our Cope piece.
Well, I will mention. We're going to talk about TV, but one thing that got me the big old pop out of me on the TV. Christian Cage banging FTR's what must be 75-year-old mothers.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
He likes them old, I guess.
Yeah, that was
because Dax is like 40. What, 41? What's Cash Wheeler must be about the same, eh? 38. Okay, Dax is older. But yeah, their mothers must be about 70 at least.
Yeah, well, Christian likes them older.
Christian gave him what for?
I thoroughly enjoyed this match. I enjoyed this match more than the Young Bucks match, if I may say so, if I may surprise people. Paul nearly choked on his Pepsi there when I said that. I will say that again, I nitpick on a good match, but I thought as funny as the elbows were, it was a bit too much. Okada and Takeshita are just constantly hitting each other and not on the same page, and I thought this was classic. I mean, this is the FTR match. Do you know what I mean? This was cutting one of the lads off at a time. Christian did such a great hot tag early in this match before he got cut off and worked over. It was just great stuff. And they did a spot where the referee was distracted and Christian was doing a tug of war with Bold with the tag title. Bold lets go and Christian goes flying backwards and the belt hits Cope. They did a slow-mo replay on this. I don't know if Cope did a little pre-gig before he got hit, or it was just a hard way. But he gets hit in the head of this, and the second the title leaves his face, a little trickle of blood starts coming down his forehead. It must have been a hard way, because the visual was too perfect, the way he got busted. It was a perfect belt shot. And then it became Cope is the bloody guy getting worked over, and Christian got tossed over the table. And much like the Jericho match, maybe this is what's boosting this match in my eyes. But Cope was sitting there on his knees, bloody, doing the "hit me, brother, I'm the modern wrestling thing that every wrestling match has. We're like, keep hitting me. And I was like, all right, here we go. He hit the double spear on the one. I was just like, oh Jesus Christ, here we fucking go now. But no, they beat him. They put him away. It was not some ridiculous over the top comeback story. Christian was incapacitated. Cope had taken a beating all match, and they put him away. And as simple as that. And I was very pleasantly surprised by that. Yeah. I think it would now irk me way less if they do eventually win the tag titles and do a little nostalgia run.
Because they've lost to them twice now, eh?
They've lost to them twice. And that's the other thing. It wasn't just, part of why I assumed they were winning was not just because it's Cope, but it was kind of like, I can't imagine Cope would want to lose to the heels a second time. After the last time they pile drove his wife in kayfabe, like they've gotten so much heat on these guys, they wrote them off, sent them packing out of the territory for a couple of months. I was like, surely his old ways, Cope referring to Cope, would be like, well, we got to win on the comeback, but no, I mean they've put these guys out. They've done a lot with these guys. Obviously, it helps that they're great friends, which is the story. But what did you boys think of it?
I
agree.
Very good. Yeah, not too much nonsense. I know Stokely got thrown into but apart from that, there's not a lot of run-ins and silliness. It was good. It's really good.
I'll tell you what I like as well is that the finish was very logical. Very logical finish for the story of the match. Christian gets thrown over the timekeeper's table. They isolate Cope, put him away with the finish. Clean, more or less. 1, 2, 3. Very, sports story-esque, right? And I'm gonna directly compare that to the Ospreay Mox match, which I also enjoyed a lot. But that's one that had kind of a logical finish that they ultimately didn't do, and did 5 million more false finishes until ultimately ended the match. Here it felt very, correct and very, as I said, logical too. The story of the match concluded in a way that was very believable. Christian didn't come back, and then there was a run in, and then there was another bell shot, and then the ref went down. Just being. And so I think we probably will end up getting the TLC anniversary of sorts match. Mm-hmm. What will they brand it though?
I think they'll just call it a ladder match. Yeah, and it'll have tables and chairs in it.
I think chairs, ladders, and tables.
As over
a clip match.
Chairs, ladders. Oh God, there must be a wrestling weapon starts with I.
Illegal.
Illegal objects.
Tables. Illegal objects and tables.
As over ladder matches as I am. I think these two and the Young Bucks 3-way. The Bucks will do all the bumping. FTR. FTR might probably take some mental bumps as well. They actually like to take their mental bumps. I think that'll be good fun.
I'll put the holiday money on right now. I'm going to make a prediction. If they do that match, FTR will have camo gear.
Good guess.
God.
Oh. I know no one was arguing with me necessarily. I should have done a burger bet there'd be a 3D in this fucking match. Because based on the last one, which I really didn't like, I was very cynical last week. I thought they were going to do a 3D, an FU again, a Swanton, but I thought they were going to do all that shit. Which, again, it's probably another thing. I'm really into this match because I expected way worse. I thought the result would be different, and I thought it was going to be homages and fucking references and nodding and winking at the fucking camera. It really wasn't. They did a 3D, fair enough, but I tell you what as well, if they do these three in a ladder match, I guarantee you it'll blow away any related match that the Dudleys or the Hardys have had, including with the Young Bucks for God knows how long. And as I said, I mean, if after losing to them twice, if Edge and Christian win the titles in a ladder match, that would really I think that would be a perfectly inoffensive way to do it. No shenanigans after the match as well. Christian came into the ring with the chair to lean on, which I think was a clever little bit of business out of him. You kind of think maybe he's going to do something with it, but no. Camille threw out Willow threw out the challenge to Camille for Wednesday based on Camille attacking her. So there you go. So they're doing the Willow open challenge thing. We got the Casino Gauntlet for the vacant TNT Championship. Obviously, we'll talk about Fletcher there in the news. The participants, number 1, Ciampa, number 2, Roosh, based on qualifying matches from during the week. Then Bandito, Mike Bailey, El Clon, Pac, Daniel Garcia, Anthony Bowens, Kevin Knight, Wheeler, Utah.
Oh, my boy Kevin Knight. Oh,
Kevin Knight's third title win of the year, I think.
He's racking them up.
I didn't want to jinx it, but I did when I was thinking, okay, Fletcher's out. Who should you go to with the TNT title? Knight was my first thought. And then when they dropped the trios belts, Collision, I was like, okay, I think Knight's going to win it just because it's the perfect moment for him to win that belt. He is the perfect specimen for like the TNT title, like on the rise stuff.
For sure.
I think he'll have a lot of good matches. Maybe. I'm already salivating. But does he hold on to the title until Fletcher comes back, and then you do Kevin Knight versus Kyle Fletcher?
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be tremendous.
That'd be great. I mean, I didn't really think about. To be honest, I didn't really. I kind of just assumed Ciampa would get this. I didn't really think about any other options. But this is one of those ones that when Knight won, I was like, yeah, that's. Once you see it, like, yeah, that's great. I mean, they're all in on Knight. I think that's obvious, and I think he's a good guy to be in on. I think he's huge upward potential. This match was good fun. A little bit over this match type, but also look, they just had a guy go down injured. I mean, it's whatever, you know.
I like this more than even the All In Texas one. To be honest.
I think this is better than that one.
Oh yeah,
there wasn't any surprises, but I thought it was. Match-wise, I thought it was very good. Ciampa and Roosh at start. Love.
Roosh had the working boots on for sure. He was going ballistic in this match.
Yeah, I don't know that the crowd were super into him, but I like Roosh. I was chanting along, "You get the Hearns, brother. Don't worry."
Yeah,
chanting on my TV.
I enjoyed him on Collision, but yeah, I think the fans are just kind of like it's tough to get attached to the guy. He never sticks around. They never push him for too long.
Correct. When Bandito came out, there was a sliver of hope for me. I said, "Oh, Bandito might be one for the TNT," but wasn't to be. And then there was a lot of Death Riders towards the end. Anthony Bones as well. I don't know what they're doing with this guy. They have the feeling of throwing a million things at the wall, hoping it's a stick. They referenced on commentary Anthony Bones here, still trying to impress the de facto leader of the Ops, Hook. I'm like, Hook hasn't been on TV for like
You're on TV
2 months at this point. that whole Hook leading the Ops thing has come to nothing ultimately. But no, I enjoyed the match itself quite a bit. I'm a sucker for the Rumble style entrances, and albeit there was no surprises here. I always think if you do one of these matches, you have to have at least one person in the match you didn't expect. It doesn't necessarily need to be a return or a big debut or whatever, but I mean, you could probably get like
just grab someone you haven't used in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, Jared's a good one. Yeah, like
a little like, oh, this person. Peter Avalon's probably could pick up the phone if Tony Khan does. You know what I mean?
The action was good. The finish was great. Garcia had Bailey in the Dragon Slayer, and then Kevin Knight hit the UFO on Garcia, squished two of them, pinned Garcia. Yeah. One thing I did like, I assume they're going to have a match. I don't think anyone will turn. I think it'll probably be a babyface versus babyface
handshake afterwards,
sporting teammates match. But Bailey kind of looked pissed off at the finish. And it didn't culminate in like a hug or a handshake. He just kind of looked annoyed. And it was great. He, like, as these things so often are, this one was not hyper melodramatic. Bailey walking up the ramp, shaking his head really over the toply. And you know, it was just a sly look or two. The camera didn't linger on it way too long. I really like that. So I think they will presumably have a match. I think the team is still the plan, but... thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get a Babes of Wrath style. Look, go our separate ways for the time being, but we're still jet speed at heart. But you know, the focus will maybe shift. Maybe Speedball can go for the international title or the continental title, or maybe move in that direction.
By the way, that great angle on Dynamite where Hardy is like looking for a partner and annoyed that no one wants to be your friend. It's great television.
Speaking of great television,
we go to the Queen Vic next. Where Alex Windsor is finishing her point and Jamie Hayter's match is next. She goes, "What are you still doing here? Get out of my pub!" What the fuck was this set they had?
I don't know.
This is the thing. I like Alex Windsor and I love Jamie Hayter, and I think this team could be cool. But it's just two WWE fish and chips, governor. It's two black cab, red phone box. I think it's two. They had they also in their pub. They had a little teapot as well.
Oh, God. I was like, RJ City definitely loves Coronation Street.
Yeah,
I've no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Which is fair. Hang on. Do I have my little...
Oh, God rest him.
Oh, little baby.
Jamie, I said Jamie. Where's thine title belt? Anyway. We did have Jamie Hayter versus the Toxic Spider Tekla for the World Championship.
She's in my five. She's in my five. My
Listen,
top five. If we have, who did we say earlier would be in there?
Knight.
Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight's got to be on there. Got to have Andrade on there.
Andrade. I think this is I think we're all aligned. I think Big Tech got to be in there.
And Big Tech's got to be in there.
Yeah.
Big Tech.
I really like this match, but even and Hater is obviously always great, but even as an individual like showcase match for a specific person, this was like they gave her the entrance with the big thing. She came through, I don't even know, a big stage thing with the two girls on the opposite side of it. She had new gear. Tekla looked like $1 trillion in this match. She had the
Deutschmark.
Her and Jamie battered the shite out of each other. There was a great spot where like Hater was between the bottom and middle rope, and Tekla gave her like a kick in the just kicked her in the mush and knocked her out of the ring. I mean, the only thing that I think hurt this match was, as we've kind of talked about the last couple of weeks, I think the crowd knows that you can't really buy Hater as a potential world champion right now. They know that the company has kind of moved on, and Tekla is still also kind of new. So this was not as heated as I was hoping it'd be. I think if they redid this match in a year's time where Tekla was still on top and she was a little bit more over, I think this match would have been even better. But I think it was hurt by the audience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also the fact that Jamie Hater, since coming back at All In, which is nearly almost 2 years ago at this point, never really captured the main event level feel of her previous, what do you call it, character, persona, whatever it is. I think it's part of the issue. Again, look, the fact that she's in a tag team with Alex Windsor isn't perceived as at that level either. So that kind of doesn't help, I suppose.
It was a good match. I actually thought the crowd were better than I expected. I thought they were going to be a bit dead at this point, but they did come alive. They came up a bit down from the previous matches, but I thought it was all right. They just
There's one clip
the women seem to get put in this spot a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
And let's
open the show with the women.
This was the only women's match on the main card as well.
Which was unusual for them given the recent pay-per-view.
No Willow match.
No Willow.
Two on the pre-show, to be fair.
Yeah.
There was one great clip I saw on Reddit earlier, which was when Tekla hit the big splash from the top rope to the outside onto Hater.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking killed her with it.
Yeah.
Landed on the floor, and you hear Hater go, "Oh, give me a minute." And Tekla goes, "Me too." That's the kind of match this was. They were killing each other.
They were killing each other, which was great. Tekla held the ropes at the finish.
That pin was crazy looking, by the way.
Yeah, she did the whole
great pin.
Bend over backwards pin, grab the ropes, top notch stuff. Afterwards, Jamie hit it with, "You're dead, motherfucker." And Alex Window was like, "Are you fucking blind?" to the referee, which is great. Which is great. More of that, less teacups.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. Then we had, certainly my most anticipated match of the night. We had Jon Moxley defeating Will Ospreay. Another
surprise.
Another very gutsy booking decision. Story of the match here was that Ospreay instantly hit him with like two hidden blades. And so they were very much doing the story where Will had him beat a number of times, including right at the beginning of the match. But he was incensed and insistent on playing with his food. You know, he said, "How long have I got? 20 minutes after the elbows." So the idea that he was just going to batter Moxley and break his neck and all this other stuff. So of course Moxley was able to mount a comeback. Took Ospreay to his limit. They went back and forth. They were bumping up against the time limit. And obviously Ospreay was going for Moxley's neck, and then Moxley was working over his injured neck. So they were having a neck match.
That's the official stipulation. Neck match.
Culminated in Mox hitting a pile driver on the steel steps on the outside. Ospreay got back in at 9. Mox hit him with a curb stomp and I think a Death Rider. He kicked out again, and then I think it was one last Death Rider. Put Ospreay away. I think my nitpick on this one will be obvious. I would even say this isn't a nitpick. I think this is well on its way to being like it was still a phenomenal match. I think this is well on its way to becoming a bona fide 5-star match in old.
I think we're going to have the same nitpick.
I'm sure most people had it as well. I don't think this is unique to us. They're selling the neck. They're selling, and this is going to sound like such a old school Ospreay complaint, because I don't think he can sell or doesn't sell. I think that's ridiculous, but I do think it's more of a match structure issue than anything else. Selling the neck. He sold it in the Pac match. This is, like I said last week, this is going to be Matt Jackson's back. This is going to be Ospreay's thing. He's going to sell the neck for the rest of his career, I would imagine.
Omega's tummy.
Omega's tummy also. Brock in WWE with his tummy.
Yeah, well,
selling the neck, selling the neck.
Die in, I
well, yeah. Selling the neck. And then Mox does, the pile driver on the steel steps. And this is not me saying back in 1992 the pile driver was a finish. I'm not trying to be that guy. But in this same match, you're doing the story that, oh my God, his neck. Oh, he took a suplex. Oh, his neck. Oh, Mox is doing the bully choke. Oh, the neck. I do think it's trying to have your cake and eat it too. You know, will he ever be the same after this neck injury? Oh my God, this guy's a bat. I mean, the angle that took Will out was a Pillmanizing, which is not a very protected angle anymore. Yeah. I would argue that even in kayfabe, like a pile driver on the steel steps should be as devastating, if not more. He gets in, he gets curb stomped in a Death Rider. He kicks out of that. I'm like, all right, come on. It's like, it is now just doing stuff to do stuff. I mean, it's like, I would have done the count out as a finish. If you didn't want to do a count out, I said don't do a pile driver on the steps. Then it would be my
pile driver on the steps. Doctor stoppage. That's the way to do it.
That would have been great. I would have loved that.
Because the doctor came over anyway.
Yeah, and I'm getting sick of that as well. The doctor coming over and then him powering through. I think that's the thing you can do once every 2 years. At tops. I think it's
because you could have had Moxley win. Mm-hmm. And you could have sort of, maybe this wasn't their goal ultimately, but you could have sort of protected Ospreay in lots insofar as he wants to get up. The doctor says, I'm protecting you for your own good. Doctor calls it. John Moxley wins by doctor stoppage. That's how I would have done it.
I mean, it's again, because I thought Ospreay's selling was great. And he's a phenomenal seller. I think it is more of a match structure thing. Do you know what I mean? It's very maximalist. Do you know what I mean? You have to be selling like death at all times, but also kicking out at all times. So there you go. Nonetheless, I thought the match was awesome, and the result was very well. It was surprising and really great. They kind of had a where does Ospreay go from here thing as they kind of faded to black. I tell you what, this company did not maximize, right? As someone who gives out about some of the goofiness, they should have done way more with the applause sign and the laughter sign for the conglomeration. So the conglomeration have this sitcom set for their entrance, and like Roderick Strong comes in through the door like Kramer, and everyone cheers and they play along with it, which is great. And that was like the only thing they did. I was like, obviously, Kyle O'Reilly then came back, but they didn't even really milk that. I was like, they should have, to be honest, they should have done a little skit while they were up there, twice as long as they actually did.
All that effort for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, for some reason, I realize his entire future is in question. So I should, but when they teased this on Dynamite, I did think, Adam Cole coming back. It's like, is that naive of me to assume he'd be back that soon? But it was Kyle O'Reilly. It was still good to see Kyle O'Reilly. I skipped this match because I'm human. Come on now. 3.5 hours in, I'm not watching the dogs.
You didn't miss a lot, let's be honest.
No. It was fine. I mean, the thing is, I mean, last time we spoke, this is how crazy it's been. Last time we spoke, Mystico was still the Trios champion. That was 2 champions ago. So these Trios titles are just every match they're changing hands. So if the dogs had been champions for a month, maybe it would have meant a little bit more. But the fact, like, the dogs just won it on Collision. I know it's not really the night before. It's whatever it was on Thursday, but or the Wednesday. But like, they just won. I only watched Collision that day as well. So that's I had two title changes for the same belt within 8 hours. Like a bit much for me, especially since Fletcher. Okay, hang on, let me work this out. So Jet Speed and Hangman were the champions going into Revolution. They lost it to Fletcher and Okada and Davis. Then Jet Speed, Mystico win it back at Revolution. They do the whole procession with Mystico. Wow, he wins the belt. He's all elite. Oh my God, it's one of the best things they've done. in a year. Bisco's not even on this fucking show. They lose the belts like immediately. Lose the belts immediately to the dogs. And now the dogs lose to these. It's like, again, I'm not sure what it is with the dogs, but they just beat these guys like a drum. Why could the dogs not win here? Did they feel like it was one too many Canadians, maybe especially losing? Because this was the one where O'Reilly was from Vancouver. But I don't know. This was a little bit for me like the nail in the trios title coffin, insofar as it being a title worth taking seriously, because it just changed so frequently now. So who are the conglomeration going to lose to on Dynamite? Who's going to win
the dogs?
Some other trio.
I think this is the role of these titles now. I think they are. It was kind of with TNT for a while, and then I think they realized that was kind of doing a little bit of damage to the TNT. I think these are the hot shot. Hey, you can see a title shot on TV. This returning person was, funnily enough, they're kind of like the fucking the never ones in New Japan. There's never been a meaningful run with those. It's whoever they feel like giving a win to on any given big show gets them. They barely defend them. They lose them to the next guy who's getting a momentary push. I think this is we want to get them on Kyle for his comeback. The dogs are there. That'll give the dogs a notable win. We're not going to push them much higher than this division anyway. I think this will be the hot shot. Hey, we want you to give this guy a week of attention title for a while. And that brought us to the main event. MJF versus Kenny Omega.
The devil.
He had new devil gear coming out.
It's subtle, wasn't it?
Yeah, very nicely done.
Kenny didn't bother dressing as a god or anything, just whatever he had lying in the wardrobe already from 2 years ago on New Japan.
Their collage match, this was not, I thought.
I thought it was. I'm the opposite with you on the Jericho one. I feel like I really enjoyed this one. I was really
I thought a step below that one. I just think Kenny he's not bringing that fire. MJF's good. It's Kenny for me. A lot of people want Kenny as a champion because they love Kenny. I just don't really see how that would work. I think he's at that peak to hold the belt. Main event All In, I don't really see it. I think that he'll disappear for a bit now, maybe.
Yeah, I think those days are behind him. Honestly, the reason I don't think this is the Collage match was that was paced like a really action-packed TV match, and this one was not. Honestly, this is, I think, the second pay-per-view in a row where I'm like, MJF's doing some stuff I like in this match, but god fucking damn, I wish he would take it home, cut this match in fucking half. I mean, if there's one through, I mean, these pay-per-views are so great, and they are so great, and I think you could have trimmed up this pay-per-view quite a bit, but not because 4.5 hours is always objectively too long, because I don't think it is, but just most matches felt about 5 minutes too long. I would take out the dogs match altogether. I was like, you don't need that. You don't need these buffer matches. If the main event's good, people will get into it. Take that out. Cut this main event in half. Trim 5 minutes off of this match, that match, the other match. You know what I mean? It's just everything. I think things are just slightly too long, including this one. It's kind of like the first half of the match. They were kind of going through the motions, and it didn't really pick up until like the top rope One-Winged Angel. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I've really been enjoying this MJF reign, but these last two pay-per-view matches have not been it for me. I think his pay-per-view matches kind of highlight his worst instincts as a guy who has to do everything. Do you know what I mean? His whole thing, right, is that he's Healy Healerson, right? He's Mr. Heel, he's Healy McHeel. He's old school in a lot of ways. He's like a territory heel in a lot of ways. Sometimes he does a thing where he kills time. He wants to do that, but he also wants to be modern wrestling, good match haver. I have 45-minute main events where we act like we're doing Omega Ishii in the G1. We're trading each other's finishes. We're countering. It's just like I would like, again, kind of like Mox Ospreay, it just doesn't have to be so maximalist all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's just constantly doing more, bigger. God, I really am sounding cornet on this podcast.
Well,
but
a great example of that was the Iron Man match with Brian, because that was one way he was having a great match, but it was him struggling to stay alive in the match, and therefore it heightened the kind of heel, him cheating to stay in the match because he was trying to keep up with Danielson. So I think if you play it like that, I mean, there's a little bit of that here where he's using the ring and he's the diamond ring and stuff, and I just don't know what I was supposed to really get out of this match as a story. Like MJF cheats.
MJF cheats.
The
other thing is
that.
They do a fucking 40. I actually don't know how long it was. Maybe it wasn't 40 minutes. They do a long ass match, and it's like, oh, MJF cheated at the end. I was like, okay,
yeah.
Also, why did Kenny take the ring on Dynamite and then go, whatever, and throw it away
and then
so that MJF can have it back,
and then pop it back in MJF's pants before the match?
Fucking idiots! What was that? Oh God, that was very odd. That must have been that he must have improv that and then went, oh shit, logically I probably shouldn't have this, and so he threw it back or something. That like, I don't think they told him to go out there and do that. But yeah, that was the main event. No angle, no one came out. No, I guess they had Darby, they had the challenge made for Wednesday. So not really sure what Kenny does next. Wouldn't be surprised if he was off for a while. Yeah, great show though. I mean, nitpicks aside, I had a few nitpicks obviously, but a really, really great show. A really great show.
Very good, very good. If it just had that main event that was killer, it would have been perfect. I think almost.
I like the main event a lot. I didn't think it was in the upper echelon of like pay-per-view main events, but I was engaged pretty much throughout. And it wasn't necessarily what Joe said in terms of wanting Kenny to win, but there were points where I didn't know which way it was. So I was into it.
A couple of bits of news here. Quite a bit of news, actually. We'll just run through them. Kyle Fletcher is formally out for months. It's looking like, hence the TNT vacancy. There's officially nothing left for Paul to do in the fantasy league, other than, for the first time in his life, take up drinking.
Possibly.
That was pretty vague, but that's where we are for that. It's a shame. It's gonna, he was on a great run. He was a great asset to their TV. But we'll see. Hopefully, he can get back in time for Wembley. That might be a squeeze. I doubt it.
That's what Tony was hoping. He said, and that's what I'm hoping. That's why I haven't traded him out of my fancy team just yet.
You got 4 months, so hopefully he's back by then. But yeah, that sucks.
She certainly does.
We had a weird development in the WrestleMania weekend matches involving TNA and AEW wrestlers. There was a Nick Nemeth MJF match announced. WrestleMania weekend is back, baby. Awooga. Announced for Creator Pro, the school/promotion they both have affiliation with. And Leon Slater versus Ricochet announced for WrestleCon, which actually sounds pretty good. It was announced. By all accounts, it was cleared with all the relevant parties. Everyone knew who was involved. All the promotions knew who was involved. Apparently, finishes were also cleared and discussed and agreed upon. And then at the 11th hour, both matches were pulled by the TNA side of things, it seems, for no specified reason. People have speculated, okay? Obviously, everyone's going to assume WWE affiliation to TNA, saying, get that out of here, brother. There was a story, a rumor floating around that Carlos Silva was annoyed AEW went against them on a Thursday, because as MJF then went off on Twitter, they were preempted. They had to move the show. They would rather be on Saturday. That wasn't done despite TNA. I don't think AEW cares that much about TNA. Whatever the rationale was, I mean, it was very, very shitty. Pat Buck issued a huge statement to PW Insider, which was very good reading and very funny. He absolutely went ballistic as another person tied to Creator Pro about the money involved, the tomfoolery involved, the fuckery with pulling talent like that on a big match when people have bought tickets specifically to see that match. No make goods as well. I mean, Paul, you and I went to many an OTT show where people were pulled for this, that, or the other. This guy pulled by New Japan. This guy pulled by WWE. They send someone. Not trying to give credit to the old WWE regime or anything, but they would send people typically to make up for the fact they were pulling someone. Once we got a New Japan guy pulled, and we got a very sleepy El Phantasmo on the card instead. A 12th hour fly-in, who I don't think was expecting to be on that show.
Juice Robinson replacing
I can't remember, but that's standard wrestling business stuff, and it seems like TNA were just kind of like, no. So, I mean, the guys are still working the shows, but it's like the match is off, and as Pat Buck said in his statement, well, you fucked with the card. People bought tickets to see the matches. They didn't. It's not just to see Leon Slater. It's that they want to see Leon Slater versus Ricochet. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's just TNA. It doesn't matter who's at the helm. Something about that company spiritually is like allergic to good PR. They are like,
he got booed at their pay-per-view.
Oh, did he really? That's great. That's fucking
good.
But also, I think their fans, I think, are sick of this fucking guy doing a shit Triple H routine. People don't like when Triple H do it, pal. Who are you? And he wrestled for 20 fucking years on their TV. You know, who are you? You know, coming out inducting people to the Hall of Fame. It is my distinct honor to bestow upon, what's that Undertaker's fucking new catchphrase? It is my distinct honor to induct you, or whatever the fuck he says.
Did you order your Stephanie McMahon Hall of Fame belt yet, by the way?
I did. I know the tariffs.
Obsession with Stephanie McMahon.
The tariffs are really going to hit me on the delivery of that. But I mean, when you got to have it, you got to have it. You know what I mean?
$1 million princess.
Think of the freak who gets would buy that. I'll be feverishly scanning social media, looking at hashtags to see that. Anyway. Had a couple of AEW announcements. Fairway to Hell announced.
Yeah.
Florida show from some golf grounds. Okay. Sounds good. You know, maybe they're you know, it's going to be another Grand Slam-ish type thing, I guess. A big kind of gimmicky show from a special venue. You know, Lee Carvello's Wrestling Challenge. I
don't think the venue holds that many people, is the thing.
That might be a unique looking thing, at least.
That's what it will. It 100% will be. SoFi Center in Palm Beach. Let's see if we can find some information about this thing. SoFi Center is an indoor golf facility.
Jamie Hayter versus a Tekla rematch. How hard would you like to hit your opponent? May I suggest worked punch? You have selected.
You've chosen
power drive.
So it holds 1,500, but that would be obviously the similar to an ice hockey rink. The whole floor is like the golf course bit.
Okay.
So I'd imagine they would potentially have seats there. I don't know how easy that would be to convert. That would be fun if they didn't, and they just had people sitting on like next to a bunker, and then Darby's taking bumps into the bunker, or go flag up his hole or something. Everybody would do golf spots.
I'm just Googling this now. Yeah, this is cool looking. I mean,
it's cool looking.
I like that AEW is bringing back the kind of like, not every show looks the exact same every single week. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we're in Hammerstein, that looks different. We're in a music hall in Tennessee. We're in this. We're in that. We're in a big fucking stadium. I love that. So yeah, very interesting indeed. Obviously, Spring Breakthrough. They do have another titled episode of Dynamite coming this Wednesday. That's the Willow Camille and Darby MJF show. Will Ospreay filed a trademark United Empire, which I'm kind of surprised. I guess New Japan does not own that.
That's the thing with New Japan, is that they are apparently very slow to trademark their IP.
It's been kind of interesting as well to watch the soft using and then suddenly not using of the term Bullet Club in AEW. Do you know what I mean?
Bullet Club Gold, remember
Bullet Club Gold, and then it's like, oh, we're the Bang Bang Gang. Why? Don't worry about it. You know. Yeah, so interesting. So I guess Ospreay might be able to grab that and use it for his own endeavors.
It's interesting because the faction only exists in New Japan. So does that mean that he will spend more time over there? Does that mean that we're going to see more of the team that they introduced on this week's TV.
Probably means he sells t-shirts.
Yeah, is it like just flog your stuff? I think if anything, it's probably more so the second thing. Like most things in the AEW New Japan relationship, especially as it pertains to some guy Gene, it's probably just kind of like, I'm making the table for you here, boys. Come over when you're ready.
That Hinare guy is not going to be in New Japan much longer. Right?
No, I don't imagine most of them will. I mean, I respect them being ballsy and putting the title on a youngster, as we talked about last week, but I mean, his mentor is in another company already, you know. So, yeah. The other thing they announced just earlier today was a co-production of AEW and Adult Swim.
Yes, the Origin thing.
Tales from the Top Rope, which is going to be on the AEW YouTube, so it's not going to be a Adult Swim thing, but interesting, a little animated. You know, another little bit of corporate synergy feel. They've done a lot of these little. They work with DC with WB quite a bit on their various entities. So yeah, interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll probably watch it and talk about it on this show.
Yeah, TV review.
Yeah, that's the AEW / wrestling news for the week.
So yeah, one thing that I just want to touch on, because we have a little anniversary here.
Oh.
It's a year since I started uploading our clips to YouTube again.
Hooray!
Let's see how we've been doing, because I actually haven't looked at it until right
Okay.
now. I did put a short on there, which did good numbers, which was the Nirvana the Band reference last week, which I also made again this week, of Matt saying... Don't say the show's going to be good. Say the show's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Which WWE have been doing, and then WWE did it again after I posted it, which was very funny as well. Let's boast about our analytics here for a second. Channel dashboard, analytics, overview. Oh my god, I'm such a novice at this. I don't know how to find all this information. Oh, here we go. Okay, last 365 days. So this is a big thanks to anybody who's checked out our YouTube stuff.
Yes, thank you.
If you haven't, it's very easy to find. youtube.com/ChairShot Podcast. Can you believe it? So last 365 days, we have 3,711 views.
Wow.
So which is about 10 a day. It's pretty good. Watch time 387.5 hours, which is again pretty decent.
Nice.
What is our top episode on YouTube? It is it's actually our most recent episode. It's Hulk Monet, which is currently sitting on 249 views.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
697 House of Black Adam is on 160, and John Cena's last match, which was in episode 726, Bald Fraud Paul, is on 109 views. So a couple of north of 100. That short, most recently, 2,000 views.
Nice, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Pretty
YouTube
good,
Shorts,
pretty
where
good.
all the folks are watching their
where all the
content.
views go. So I might try, and if we have some sort of reference that I can quickly turn into a thing, I'll try to get it as well. But yeah, thanks to everybody who is subscribed and watching our stuff on YouTube. And if not, jump over there and hit a little subscribe for your friends. We do appreciate it.
Very nice.
Right. Do we want to get down to business then?
All right, let's jump into our features here. Well, what's the fantasy update, first of all? No observer yet.
Oh, what's the old fantasy?
We do have a transfer, which I need to bring down my admin hammer on. So Joe's making a transfer. And he did make the transfer after the airing of Dynamite last week. So to use a fantasy Premier League parlance, he used the transfer after the game week had begun.
Okay.
And actually, points wise, that probably works out maybe even better for Joe.
Who would have thought?
With the FTR title defense, which maybe you were trying to get in front of.
I was a bit early on that one. I was trying to. I was assuming they would drop the belts here.
Yeah.
But I think they still will, maybe next pay-per-view, and I still think the Young Bucks will win the belts at some point this year. So
Joe's trade, for anyone who doesn't know, Joe is trading out Cash Wheeler, and which Jackson brother are you? I don't have it in front of me. One of the Jacksons.
Either one's fine.
For Joe. Which it's an interesting trade. I would be, if I didn't have so many of my transfers used already, I would probably be tempted to jump on Cash Wheeler there, pick him up.
Matt Jackson. The good
Matt
one.
Jackson. Okay. I wonder if Barry would be tempted as well to pick up a cash and have the old double FTR. You remember how good that was last year. Anyway, Cash is now in the open pool. I think he's an interesting pickup potentially. The potential loss of the titles notwithstanding. FTR are as of are speaking here, are 9th and 10th respectively overall in the company. On the same amount of points. So 9 and equal 9th, let's say, on 57. So they are good little earners, as we say.
Yeah.
So anyway, we can think on that. I'll certainly be thinking on it. As far as the actual pay-per-view itself went, is that the most points anyone's ever got for a pay-per-view for Team Joe? Very possibly.
Wow.
Paul had only, going into the show, as I already touched on, I only had Megan Bain, Lena Cross, and Andrade announced at all. Bandito did make an appearance but did not win. So I only scored a 24 off 4 people. Barry not really faring much better.
No,
Tekla with the win, Dax with the win, 2 title defenses, and then everyone else who's on the show also didn't win. Ospreay, Takeshita, Ciampa, Speedball, and Pac. And then Joe, basically, with the exception of Okada and Hayter, everyone won. People were winning titles left and right. Moxley win, MJF defense, Ricochet win, Cash Wheeler defense, Cassidy won the trios title, Darby won, and Kevin Knight won the TNT title. So Joe won.
I mean,
86 points.
I do now have every single male singles champion. I've got the world champion, international, continental, and TNT. So
yes,
it's going pretty well.
And one half of the tag and one of the trios.
Yeah, currently.
So you've got your toe dipped into the every element of the male champions. Barry, of course, having the women's champion and the TBS champion, and I have both of the women's tag champions, and they're the only champions I have.
I need to get some. I need to get a I feel like it'd be suicidal to give up Adam Page. Like I just don't know what his timeline is. Ospreay is also. I know he's. First of all, I feel like me and Joe are probably getting a melty bonus once that Observer hits for Ospreay Mox. But I need Ospreay to start picking up some wins on TV. You know, he's losing a lot of his big matches.
So the score currently, Joe 80 points ahead. Oh my God, 492 to 412, and then I'm a further however many points behind. I'm 170 behind Joe, so about 80 again behind 324. I need Mercedes. Mercedes, where are you, baby? Mercedes, come on, come save me, please. We need Mercedes to have one of those runs where she's like Mox. She's wrestling on every show, beating people left, right, winning all of them else. She can hold all 3. Both tags on her own, double points. But yeah, no Fletcher, no Mercedes, no Mystico. Oh, he was on Collision. Could he not be on the fucking show up in that gauntlet match? No Brody King, no Mark Briscoe, no Statlander.
Where's Mark Briscoe? What? Yeah,
where is Mark Briscoe? Where in the world is Mark Briscoe? I don't know. But anyway, that's your update. And if you cast your eye towards the overall points. Who's that at number 1? John Moxley, 81. Who also has 81 points? Kevin Knight. Joint top, and they're both Team Joe. How about that? Number 3, Tekla, Team Barry. Number 4, Kyle Fletcher, out of action, so he won't be there very long. Number 5, Megan Bain. Holding the fort for me. Yeah. The Megasus, holding the fort, 65 points. Then Willow, Orange Cassidy, Speedball, Cash Wheeler, and Dax. Rounding out the top 10. We do have a little quizzy poo for the boys.
Go on.
It's funny because my file is called Perfect Tenable. You're not playing Perfect Tenable.
Oh, I don't get it right.
No, what happened was I opened the file intending to make a Perfect Tenable quiz, and then like a category, and I just said, this ain't working. This ain't working for me, brother. So we are going to be playing Oney Lorcannect again.
Okay.
We have 6 rounds. One of them is non-wrestling.
Oh yes, yeah. I always like the non-wrestling.
So we will go back and forth. Again, the rules are, I'll give you an item in a specific category. You need to tell me what is the connecting tissue. The earlier you get it, the more points you get. If you don't get it, we pass it over for the 1 point steal. Joe, we'll let you go first here. If you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Ooh, 3, please.
3, please. Okay, we're going to open up with Danhausen.
Danhausen. People who wrestle in face paint.
It's a good guess, but it's not right. Number 2, Swerve Strickland.
Swerve Strickland. They all made their debuts on Revolution. That's not right.
No, I think Danhausen was on a beach break.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. It was 30th year. Number 3 for 2 points, The Miz. Danhausen, Swerve Strickland, The Miz.
God, I can't think of anything. Mike Mizanin. Is it? Nah, damn. Has it something to do with their name? Like they all use their real name? Part of their real name?
I'm afraid not.
What?
Number 4, The Rock.
That is his real name. It's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's his real name.
Rock Rockington.
The Rock. So Swerve Rock.
Danhausen, Swerve Strickland, The Miz, The Rock.
Miz, Swerve Rock.
You're not seeing it?
I can't think of anything. They all talk in the third person.
I'm afraid that's not what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Barry, you have the opportunity to steal. And if Barry doesn't know it, I will give a clue and then you'll have a shout out to steal the point.
Oh,
Barry,
God.
Do you know the answer?
Okay, so we got Danhausen, The Rock, Swerve,
The Miz.
No, not the foggiest.
Okay, we'll give a little clue ski. This could be a music question.
They've all got genres of music in their name.
No, they've all sang their own theme song.
Nope. Don't think The Miz sings the same song, does it?
Awesome, that's him, idiot. What are you talking about?
Well,
Miz.
That's right. I stumped him again. The Weather all over again.
Very, very, very close with what he just said.
Well, okay, their voice samples are in their theme song.
Specifically, what are they saying?
They say their names in their theme.
The
theme song is named after them.
You're getting very close, Rob. You're not quite there. Think about their theme songs. What do they open with?
Theme songs begin with their catchphrase.
Barry's got it. Barry's got it. 1 point. Wrestlers whose theme song begins with their catchphrase. Danhausen starts with "You are cursed." Swerve Strickland's "Whose House?" Swerve's house. Is awesome, and The Rock. If you spell The Rock, is cool. So 1 point for Barry. Wrestlers whose theme song starts with their catchphrase. Barry, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
6.
6. It's our non-wrestling category.
Ooh.
Okay, Barry.
Okay.
Tom Cruise.
Stars of franchises with over 5 entries.
Oh,
that's a good guess. That's not what I'm looking for. Number 2, Britney Spears.
Celebrities whose last names are types of missile.
I like it a lot. It's now I'm looking for. Number 3, my name is Michael Caine. Cocaine. Tom Cruise, Britney Spears, Michael Caine.
Oh, okay. I feel like there's something there like Cruz, Spears, Kane. Celebrities whose surnames are wrestling things.
No, but it's again a very good guess. And last one. This one might open the door for you. Mike Myers.
Okay. Myers, Kane, Spears.
Tom Cruise, Britney Spears, Michael Caine, Mike Myers.
Britney.
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
Barry doesn't know. Joe?
Were they all in Austin Powers Gold member?
They were. It's a point for Joe. They all appeared in Austin Powers 3 Gold member.
Shagadelic, baby.
Tom Cruise was in the little parody bit at the beginning. He played Austin Powers in that. Britney Spears appears as a fembot. Michael Caine is Austin Powers' Faja. And Mike Myers, of course, plays multiple roles. Dr. Evil and Austin Powers and all that. So one each. Okay, Joe, back to you. 1, 2, 4, 5. 5. Andre the Giant.
And very tall wrestlers.
It's a very good guess, but it's not what I'm looking for. Number 2, The Giant.
Well, you say that. They've all got giant in their name.
No. Number 3, Jerry the King Lawler.
Andre the Giant, Jerry King. Giant King. Is it? They've all got characters from Jack and the Beanstalk. Giants King.
I'm afraid not. For 1 point, Simon Gotch. Andre the Giant, Jerry the King Lawler, Simon Gotch.
They all wear one strap.
They all wear a one-strap singlet. Is correct, Joe. That's exactly what I was looking for. 1 point. Very hard to find wrestlers who wear a one-sleeve singlet, by the way. It's really only those 4.
Bring it back.
There's not a lot of other people there. Barry, 1, 2, 4.
4, please.
4. CM Punk.
People who left and came back to WWE.
It's a good guess. And you'll see it that continue, but it's not what I'm looking for. Number 2, Sean Spears.
Okay. 10 guy. No idea.
Punk, Sean Spears. No, don't have it. Ray Phoenix.
Nope. No clue.
No clue. Last one for 1 point. Ethan Page. CM Punk, Sean Spears, Ray Phoenix, Ethan Page.
C-show champions in WWE?
Not what I'm looking for. Joe, do you know?
This one more time. Punk, Spears.
CM Punk, Sean Spears, Ray Phoenix, Ethan Page.
They've all right. Sean Spears, Ray Phoenix, Page. They all jumped from AEW to WWE.
No, it's not what I'm looking for. It is true, though. I'll give you guys a clue. It is related to the fact that they have wrestled for both companies. But it is something that is something they've kept with them in both companies.
Oh, their name. They've used the same name in AEW and WWE.
It's wrestlers who have used the same fictional name in both AEW and WWE, because none of those are their real name, of course. So 1 point for Joe there. So the score is 3-1 to Joe going into our last 2 rounds here. Joe, 1 or 2?
1.
1. Brock Lesnar, 20.
20. These people that have lost to Goldberg at WrestleMania.
Good guess, but it's not right. Sheamus, 10.
Brock Lesnar, 20. Sheamus, 10. Brock Lesnar, 20. Sheamus, 10. Is it...
God.
Most suplexes thrown in a match?
No. Big Show, 0-0.
0-0. 0-0. I don't know. Is it like numbers they've worn on the back of the jerseys?
Nothing to do with jerseys, I'm afraid.
Damn.
Last one, Hulk Hogan, 90.
Brock Lesnar, 20. Sheamus, 10. Is it there? The last time they won the Royal Rumble? No?
Afraid not. Barry, can you steal it?
Almost certainly not. Give me them again.
Brock Lesnar, 20.
Sheamus, 10.
Big Show, 0-0. Hulk Hogan, 90.
What did you guess, Joe?
I said the last time they won the Royal Rumble, but I think that's not true for Hogan.
I was going to say years that guys came second in the Rumble.
No.
Nothing to do with the Rumble.
No.
Nothing to do with the Rumble, guys.
Oh.
Well, I'll give you a clue. If you put an S after the year,
Shit, man.
you get Brock Lesnar 20s, Sheamus 10s, Big Show 0-0, naughties, Hulk Hogan 90s.
Okay.
Was it like
Something to do with the beginning of those years.
Oh, they were the champion going into that decade.
That is correct.
Very good.
WWE
very
champions
good.
at the turn of each decade. Brock
Very
Lesnar,
good.
January 1st, 2020.
Of course, Big
Sheamus.
Show was, yeah.
Big Show was the champion.
It was the old
January
betting
1st,
thing.
2000.
Who'd be the champion?
Hulk Hogan in 1990. Of course.
Good one.
And Barry, last one for you. Let's get this straight away, and you'll you'll win here.
Okay.
I was going to read out the answer instead of the.
Oh, that would be great for me.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, first up, Dynasty 2024.
AEW Papes with a world title change.
Very, very good guess, but not exactly what I'm looking for. Number 2, World's End 2023.
Okay. Samoa Joe world title matches.
It's a good guess. All Out 2019.
All Out 2019. Papes featuring a lights out match.
None to do with Lights Out match, I'm afraid. And last one, Dynamite Winter is Coming 2020.
Kenny Omega title matches.
It's not, I'm afraid. Joe, can you steal it?
I'm not sure now. Is it the first instance of that show?
Nope. It's
Really?
not, I'm afraid. It's not. I mean, technically, it would be, I suppose.
Well, give me the point then.
It's not.
Yeah, give me a point.
It's not what I'm looking for. It is to do with Barry. You're close, straight off out of the gate. It is a world title match related. Something happened in those world title matches. In terms of the result,
Is it first time title wins?
Its first time title wins. Swerve won his first title at Dynasty 2024. Samoa Joe at World's End 2023. Jericho at All In 2019, of course. And Kenny Omega, Dynamite Winter is Coming. So it's a 5-1 win for Joe. You've almost wrecked him there.
Absolute shellacking.
No, that was a tricky one, I'll admit. But sometimes you can't just play the easy game. You got to play the fucking hard game. Okay. Do we have a little Chad Stable as well?
Yes.
We'll be fucking locked in for this.
All right, Chad Stable. Folks will remember this from last week.
This is great.
Oh
my god,
it's gone off. It's gone off to get the questions.
He's back.
Apologies.
All right, Chad Stable is up, baby.
Chad Stable. The boys both have basically a category of wrestler. They're going to go back and forth asking me if a certain wrestler is in that category. I will tell them yes or no, and at any point when it's their turn, they can guess if they would like to guess. And the kid gloves are off now, lads. Last week was AEW. This could be anything. All right, past, present, WWE, AEW. I will say that with that in mind, I have not made these impossible. Okay,
very good.
So Joe is the winner. Why don't you kick us off?
Okay.
Throw a wrestler out there.
Oh, wait. What's the rules?
Yeah,
you say the wrestler.
You can I have?
And I say
sorry,
yes or no.
I thought it was around. Okay, Chris Jericho.
Yes.
Paul.
Sorry, Joe.
Yes. Canadian wrestlers.
Yes. Okay, Joe wins. All right, that's that. He's unstoppable. He's winning too much lately. I think next week I'll make that harder.
Is that really the answer?
I swear to God, that is the answer. Yes. You need to start futzing with that spreadsheet so you can't win by as much.
I love that my quiz is too hard. Joe's won before I even given an answer.
Yeah, well, Paul, you can have a couple of guesses if you want.
I can draw.
You could equal. Okay, you guess.
Oh God.
Can I have Roman Reigns?
No.
Is it Greek wrestlers?
It is not Greek wrestlers, sadly.
All right, Joe, you need to help me on this one then. Okay, Roman Reigns, no. Mercedes Moné?
No.
Rey Mysterio?
No.
Oh.
Okay, we'll quick round this. Can I have MJF?
No.
Tommaso Ciampa?
No.
Kyle Fletcher?
No.
Randy Savage?
No. Steve Austin?
No.
Ricky Starks?
No.
Shane McMahon?
No.
Kane?
No.
Neil Masvis?
No.
Chris Jericho already?
No, we can have Chris Jericho. That was on your one, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, there could be overlap. There could be.
Chris Jericho.
No.
Sting?
No.
Juice Robinson?
No.
AJ Styles?
No.
Christopher Daniels?
No.
Kevin Owens?
No.
EC3?
No.
Lita?
No.
Rhea Ripley?
No.
Devon Dudley?
No.
Mizuhara Misawa?
No.
Fucking hell.
Why am I even writing these people down? James Storm?
No.
Tim Storm?
No.
Lance Storm?
No.
Tony Storm?
Tony?
No. No, Tony.
It's not the Storms. It's not the Storms.
Jade Cargill?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Storm is coming.
Randy Orton?
Randy Orton, no.
Triple H?
No.
Pat McAfee?
No.
Pat Powers?
No.
Road Warrior Hawk?
No.
Jim Ross?
No.
Taz?
No, Taz, no.
Do you remember the
just-
category?
Yes.
Justin Roberts?
God.
No.
Bushwhacker Luke.
No.
Jake Roberts.
No. Think of like what type of if I can help you here a little bit.
We are trying.
Right? What type of like I've said no to like a lot of I want you to broaden it out a little bit.
I thought we had, but oh god, Konosuke Takeshita.
No.
Carlito.
No.
Ric Flair.
No.
Pac.
Yes.
Will Ospreay.
Death Riders.
It's not Death Riders. You can have Will Ospreay.
British wrestlers.
British wrestlers.
Yeah.
Fuck. How do we not get a single word?
Patterson, Pat McAfee. Rather than going with other like top current stars. I mean, I know it said it could be any generation, but like,
good lord.
Yeah, we really didn't have one the whole way down. Devon Dudley got mentioned.
Shit the bed on that one.
How many lines do we have? How many guesses do we have there? Hang on.
All right, I'll continue fine tuning that to this. There's a balance between instantly gettable versus a seemingly
to be
impossible.
fair, I mean, if you know,
we had 41 guesses before we got
41-1. Well, I think that's a pretty resounding.
Shut out! Oh my god! All right, we're running long here, so let's skip the TV. There wasn't much notable on TV.
Christian Cage banging their brothers.
Christian banged the mums. Movie go. Who's seen a movie?
I'll just do a late one because I forgot to mention it last week. I did see Project Hail Mary.
Wonderful.
Which was enjoyable. It was kind of fun, silly. I do agree with what Paul said. I mean, maybe I just had that in my head about the ending kind of going on a bit.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't much going on, it did just feel a bit like, oh, now we're going to reverse what we just did and go back to those things.
A little bit of that. A little bit.
But overall, it was quite fun. Yeah, I like the thing that's in it, the big thing.
Rocky.
Oh, Rocky Maivia, he was good.
Yes.
Yes, it was fun. And what else was I say? I forgot. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good.
Yeah. Ending goes on.
Is he at the ball?
I did. I saw Hook. I watched Hook.
Oh,
the 1991 Steven Spielberg movie. Which I had seen as a kid, but I didn't really remember. One of those ones, you know. I had it marked on Letterboxd with just fucking threw a score on it. I don't know if it's right. I'll tell you why I watched Hook. I actually need to check if this is on my Blu-ray version. I have not checked it yet. But on the original Dirties DVD release, the Matt Johnson 2015 movie, they had a little Easter egg on the DVD where it wasn't in the menus itself. But if you went to the audio tracks on the movie, there was a hidden commentary track for the movie Hook that they did for some reason. But not the whole movie, because obviously the commentary track is only as long as the Dirties is. And Hook is a substantially longer movie than the Dirties, by about an hour. So the commentary just ends after however long the Dirties is. But I still haven't listened to that commentary yet, but I did say it's a good opportunity for me to revisit Hook. Steven Spielberg, obviously 1991, Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Julia Roberts, Phil Collins, Glenn Close appear in it. It is a little bit of a mixed bag. I feel like, granted, I don't have a ton of nostalgia for it. There are some bits in it that I thought were quite good, but I guess my main issue with it is with the casting of Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman. In that, so the story is, you know, Peter Pan grown up. He's now this repressed, anal retentive parent who's all sort of anti-fun. And he's don't open the window, don't play. And so he's kind of that character for really the first hour and a half of the movie until, spoilers, he becomes Peter Pan again. He remembers who he is. And so that felt to me like, why are you casting Robin Williams to play this repressed, pent-up, serious adult man for most of the movie, and Dustin Hoffman to play this like wacky panto villain pirate. It feels to me like Robin Williams would have made a better Hook. Yeah. Dustin Hoffman would have made a better Peter Banning, as he's not. So that to me didn't sit exactly. I think Julia Roberts was really bad, really awful. Julia Roberts, of course, a great actress. She would have gone to be a great actress. I don't know if this is one of her like earlier roles, but she like every line she delivers sounds like it's been awkwardly. Like I said, I liked a lot of it. I thought the set design was really great, especially the area around the pirate's ship and that whole area they go to in Neverland. I think once Robin Williams becomes Peter Pan, he has a lot of fun, which makes it all the more awkward before he becomes Peter Pan. Like I say, he's kind of high strung and repressed, but he'll still throw in a little line here and there, so the character feels very at odds with itself at times. My favorite scene is when all the Lost Boys are doubting him, and the one little kid is like feeling his face and going, "There you are, Peter." I like that a lot. There's parts of little like where the Spielberg sentimentality kind of does shine through, and it is for the most part enjoyable, but it's a bit of a mess. Is ultimately my takeaway. And at the end as well, I'm kind of not sure what the point of it is. It does feel a little bit like a missed opportunity to do Peter Pan as an adult revisiting Neverland. Really, the whole film is just in that one little area. They have like two sets, basically. The pirate set and the Lost Boys set, and that is it. So the film at the same time does feel very small. And like the Lost Boys aren't very good either. What's the main one's name with the red?
Rufio?
Road Warrior hair? Rufio.
Oh, come on. You don't want Rufio. Rufio.
Bangarang, Peter Pan. I don't know. I felt like there wasn't much to it. And then, again, spoilers, Rufio gets offed.
Ooh.
2 seconds later, they've forgotten all about it. He's not mentioned again. There's no kind of mourning for Rufio. He just gets killed, and the movie just forget about him. We're going straight ahead. And they're all, "Hey, Peter Pan." They forget that their friend is dead or whatever. So yeah, bit of a mixed bag. Not horrible by any means. Perfectly watchable. A little bit on the long side. But a bit messy. And like I say, the casting is a bit all over the place. That's it.
Alrighty. I watched 2 films. In the ultimate proof of my commitment to the bit, I did watch Rennie Harlan's third Strangers film.
After you gave the first one 1 star and the second one half a star. How did the third one fare?
This one got another half star.
Oh, so this was 2 stars across
2-star average. So this is one shit film stretched out into 3.
Yeah.
The second one, now that I've watched this, so you know what this is like? Talk about, and somehow this is worse. This is like David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. But like way worse. The second one is very Halloween Kills. They dribble in a teeny bit of lore, but it's really just the characters like running around, killing a bit of time. Nothing happens in that second one. Complete waffle, complete filler, because we wanted to do a trilogy. And then just like Halloween Ends, this third one, keep in mind, the Strangers film, the original one, did not need any kind of 3-film origin story, retelling. Actually, we should think about what these characters are actually like, what's going on. Complete antithesis of what made the original one good. This third one tries to do a Halloween Ends. What if the final girl who's been running for fucking 3 straight films, what if she freaking became a stranger? Wouldn't that be crazy? They try and do that. They do this thing where there's like the scene where they trap her in one of their scenarios where they're murdering this random couple, and they kind of make her do the killing by like grabbing her hand when it has a knife in it and making her stab a person. And they treat murder in this film like it's heroin. Like, if I can just make you do a little bit of it, you'll get addicted to it. And then she has an NXT "Why am I so violent?" dilemma. It's absolute cack. I mean, it's dreadful rubbish. But I just couldn't bear to watch 2/3 of a trilogy and not see it out to the end. So there you go. Rest in peace to that franchise. Although these somehow all made a couple of mil each. So and they look like they cost a 5. So I don't. It probably won't be the last we'll hear this. I also watched Saipan,
There you
the Roy Keane, Mick McCarthy,
get the impressions out. Get the impressions out.
Get the impressions out, much like the actors did. I assume even in the UK, I mean, this story is notorious enough, Joe.
Yeah,
it's kind of well known. It was worldwide football kind of talk in the turn of the century. For I suppose anyone who doesn't know any Americans or anything like that, probably the biggest moment in Irish football history. We got all the way to the quarterfinals in the 2002 World Cup. We were eventually knocked out, but our big star player at the time, Roy Keane, also one of the big stars in football period at that time. Very, very stern, strong-headed player, very old school, clashed with his then manager, Mick McCarthy, and the General Football Association of Ireland staff about the training facility they were in pre-World Cup, that it was a shambles, it was in bad nick, and that people weren't taking it seriously. And it was a genuinely a national scandal. It's a thing a lot of people are sick of hearing about, debated ad infinitum. They of course in this film use like stock footage and radio snippets of phone-in calls and primetime television debates and arguments and newspaper headlines and all this other stuff. But they do use it as a backdrop, basically, for I kind of thought it was going to be like a drama comedy. It's kind of just a drama. It's not really a comedy. It's kind of a sports biopic drama. I think the biggest hurdle this film has is that it's very hard to portray Roy Keane in a film. He is one of those people. There is precisely one of them. He's very unique. He's also a very real person who I don't think necessarily translates to a film very well, because as legendary as he is and as charismatic as he is, he's not over the top really in that kind of way. He's kind of just a surly Irish guy who kind of just thinks what he thinks, and that's what I thinks, you know. I will say Anna Hardwick, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his first name correctly, as good a performance I think as you could ask for. He's quite good as Keane. It's kind of impossible, but I think he does quite well. Steve Coogan as Mick McCarthy, it's tough, an equally tough role. It's hard. He's playing a slightly aloof, goofy northerner. It's hard to not look at it as kind of like a northern Alan Partridge. I know that's very reductive for a Steve Coogan role. He is playing it comedically. He is. I don't know if Roy Keane has said anything about it, but I know Mick McCarthy said he walked out of it, thought it was ridiculous, thought he was portrayed as a fool, which he kind of was. I mean, whatever side of the argument you come down on, the film does portray it as the facilities were a mess. I've seen some people annoyed that the rest of the Irish team are kind of portrayed to be a bunch of louts and party boys and arseholes. And basically Roy Keane was the one person taking it seriously, and Mick McCarthy was a kind of a shitty middle manager who just plumosed Keane and was playing nice with the FAI. So it certainly comes down on that side of the argument, but I would say it was enjoyable enough. It's like just barely 90 minutes. It's very watchable. I think if you don't get too hung up on the you know, it's kind of like BlackBerry in that sense. If you don't get too hung up on I wanted that really happen that exact way. You know, it's a drama. They put a massive disclaimer up at the beginning of the film saying it's a dramatized version of the story. It's entirely fictional. It culminates in like a big argument that I probably imagine didn't happen exactly the way it happened in real life, because it's a film and it had to culminate in more direct kind of boiling over. But it was all right. It was watchable enough. I would watch something else from these directors. It was a duo who directed it. It's okay, inessential, but it was okay. And that was it for films for me. On the telly side of things, I watched the entirety of the Malcolm in the Middle revival that came out this week.
I didn't realize that was only 4 episodes.
Yes, yeah. So they don't appear to be doing the kind of the Scrubs thing, which we'll talk about in a second. Where Scrubs is like they're doing a weekly season of TV. And I don't know if they've confirmed if they're doing one yet. I feel like they'll probably like to do a second season and a third and a fourth and a fifth if they can. They would like Scrubs to be back, right? When this was finished, I actually turned to my wife who loved it, as I did, spoilers. And I said, they could have chopped that into a film and said, hey, we're doing a straight to streaming film for this. It is 4 episodes. I think only one of them is north of a half an hour. They are the same length that the episodes were back in the day. It's like a bunch of 20 minutes and a half hour. And the producer slash creator, Linwood Boomer, he kind of gave a never say never answer, but he kind of said, this is a one and done. We did this. And I think it's probably good because I don't know. I don't think either of you are big Malcolm guys, but the show kind of ended in a perfect period. It's a very much, this show only works when they're kids kind of show. And then the final episode is Malcolm going off to college. And so you kind of go, as much as I enjoyed this revival, this show did not need a revival. All right, we're getting this revival because fucking everything has to have a revival, a legacy sequel, a reboot. Here are these fucking old actors, and here are some new actors we hope you will also like and maybe watch our products if these characters are. Everyone's doing that. As cynical as it is, I thought this was genuinely hilarious in parts. It was very heartfelt. It got all of the vibes of the show more or less perfect, I would say. They had lots of fun cameos that never felt belabored and silly. The final episode was a bit Avengers Endgame where they had characters coming out of portals. Anyone who they didn't give a significant role to in the first three films, like most of the people they brought back had a substantial thing to do. And then the last episode, it was, this guy, show up and say the catchphrase, say the thing you said in the show 20 years ago. And it was funny enough. They did all that stuff in small doses, but they did a lot of great stuff with the characters, like genuinely really good stuff with the characters. Cranston, we got to see Cranston. I mean, Cranston's done some comedy post Malcolm in the Middle, obviously, but he went on and he's Breaking Bad, and he's been a very serious actor. And I think the most comedy he's done then has been his fucking like Paul Thomas Anderson. His Wes Anderson, somewhat comedic, roles. He hasn't done. In this, he did Malcolm in the Middle, physical Jim Carrey-esque comedy, completely ludicrous, and it was great. And he was great at it. Him and Kazmarek as the parents still have great chemistry. The kids were still very entertaining. They didn't get all of them back, but that's fine. It was really, really great. It was a perfect revival, and as much as I think they should be one and done, it was good enough that I was like, if they announced another one, I'd be like, all right, you want to do one of these every couple of years where you revisit the characters, fine. But I think they peaked it quite well. So yeah, between that and Scrubs, I mean, I have to say I'm very jaded on all these revivals, but I'm kind of 2 thumbs up on a lot of this stuff that we've seen this year anyway. Yeah, that was the main thing I watched. I'm caught up on the Pitt, obviously, which continues to be great. One more episode of that. You all caught up, Joe?
Yeah. I'm caught up. Quite foreboding. The end of this, season. So yeah, should see what happens. Something's going to go wrong. Someone's going to die.
Oh yeah, I don't know who. I was thinking that. I'm like, is the last episode going to have someone die?
Someone's going to die in this damn thing. I can tell you now.
Yeah. So enjoying that. Yeah. What about you, Paul? What are you watching?
Well, on the Scrubs, on the hospital kick, very good Scrubs this week. I think by far the best of the run so far. One left. This coming tomorrow, I guess, but Thursday for us will be the finale. Looking forward to it. Obviously, we had some more Dr. Cox, which we've been lacking since episode 1. And yeah, really, I would hope that if they were to get another season, that we would have more. I know it's easy to say more Carla, more Dr. Cox, bring back more people. But I feel like, ironically, the episodes that have more of those people just also feel more fleshed out, feel more like the old show. And when they're missing, I think the show almost kind of feels like a lesser version, or feels closer to the latter seasons of Scrubs. But that last one I was for me on par with the old eps. We also had the new season of Taskmaster begin. Joe,
yes,
Joe, watch
very good.
Joe, watch Taskmaster.
Of course, yeah.
I forgot it was on. I only watched it the following day.
God.
Someone said to me, "Did you watch that Taskmaster?" I said, "What?" No, I did not.
Not the funniest one they've ever done, but they're really likable. The casts, I think.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on them, but they are. You're right. They are likable. The one Welsh lady, at times I feel like I need subtitles. Her accent is so strong. I think the tasks themselves were very good, especially the final task, which on some episodes can be the finding the egg or the oranges under the
ducks. Yeah, that's fun.
Really good, really good. So yeah, good tasks. I think the worm task might have been better in concept. Like, I like the simplicity of the task being find the worm, but the fact that they put the mealworms like it'd be outside the door, and Kumail said, "Are these worms?" And they said, "No, they're not." And then someone else used that, and they're like, "Yeah, that's fine."
It was weird because I thought that was going to be the whole point. Is it was like, "Oh, we're going to trick you with fake worms." That sounds like something they would have done. Then that's not what they did. They just accepted all of the worms. I was like, what was the bad thing?
But he asked specifically, "Are these worms?" And was told no. So he had to
didn't get it.
Something else.
Yeah, I would have been really annoyed if I was him. Or Joanna, who got a worm out the ground. Oh, that's a bonus point. Actually, a real worm.
Well, that's the thing is that they had some. If the meal, for me, you can have the mealworms, but not have them like literally next to the door when someone comes out. It's the first thing they see. Yeah, like Joel, is it the guy who went to the kitchen and got the gummy worm? Armando did the bookworm thing. Like, I think those are clever. I think those are acceptable. But the fact that they had the mealworms there, like as soon as you start the task, you see them, and they accepted for one person and didn't for another. Kind of killed it for me. But I thought the other tasks were all great. Yeah, I liked them all. Yeah. And I mean, when you have a new cast, I think it always takes an episode or two to get on board. Anyway, so I won't make any judgments, right away. But the Kumail is so famous bit did get a chuckle out of me. Oh, he's so famous. Because Nanjani might well be the most famous globally. Most famous person they had on the show. So it was funny seeing the little UK comedians come,
oh my god. Very good, very good.
And I think that's been more or less it for me. I did watch another Mrs. Davis. That was again a bit all over the place. And I've been watching Batman, the animated series. Still watching.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
Yeah, really good, really good. It's funny though, because last time we spoke about it, I said, you know what, guys, this series is like a real detective noir shit. And then literally the next episode I watched, it was like Batman fighting a fucking cat man. It was like the complete opposite of what I said I liked about it. It was completely wacky and stupid. Like, in fact, the next 2 episodes in a row were him fighting 2 different cat men. So, it's not always that, but when it's at its best, it certainly is, So yeah, still enjoying that. And I will watch the follow-on season then. What was it? The Further Batman Adventures, whatever it's called. They're included in the Blu-ray set, so I'll watch them as well. I didn't realize that Batman Beyond was actually the same continuity as well. Because I had no plans.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's what's the guy's name who I almost met? Kevin Conroy plays like an old Bruce Wayne who's passed the mantle on to the next Batman. Like, it's the same continuity.
Nice.
Don't know if I'll get watch Batman Beyond. I don't know if it's necessarily held in the same regard as the animated series,
people love it. People do. I've never watched it.
Maybe I will.
I mean, I think there's also an age thing there a little bit where people are like, oh, that's the actual best of all right, calm down. But
like
people do really like that one.
Power Rangers Zeo and shit. Come on now, let's not be silly. I think that's been mostly it for me. And then in terms of the games, I finished Pokemon Leaf Green in terms of beat the story, and now I'm just doing the 100% or the Pokedex, the laborious grind of fucking leveling up your Tentacool to level 30 or whatever. So again, my friend is like, we're doing this, right? We're beating the Pokedex. I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay. You can tell I'm just loving that game. I have beat it though. I put 40 hours into it already. So I am thoroughly ready for whatever the next thing will be. I still haven't decided what that will be exactly. Would love Vampire Crawlers to come out. That would be perfect thing to segue into. I don't know when that's actually scheduled for, but hopefully soon. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah. Any other telly for you, Joe?
No, I did finish Mad Men, but I'll go through that next week. So I want to do it justice.
Oh,
yeah, I'm
show.
the same. I a couple of games, but I'll save them for next week when we haven't gone long. Thanks for listening, folks. Hope you enjoyed this midweek edition of CSP. We will be back on Sunday with another edition of the show. ChairShotPodcast.com.
If I remember.
If Paul remembers, ChairShotPodcast.com is where you can go to send us an email. There's a little form there. If you are one of the YouTube folks, we'd love to hear from you. And we will be also, if you go to that website, you can also check out the fantasy leagues in real time. And you can also pop us a... sorry. Sorry, that's your weekly... Let's have a look at this. Your weekly...
artwork pop.
Artwork pop there. The name more so got me. Oh, very good. Very good. Anyway.
I like the English on top. It's very good. Maroon.
Folks, ChairShotPodcast.com. Pop us an email. Also check out the Fantasy League in real time. Thank you very much for listening, folks. It's goodbye from me, Barry. It's goodbye from Paul.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Joe.
Goodbye, everyone.